The way of the world is changing now more than ever. In the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years, it is going to be essential for you to have a personal brand. The main mistake that you're probably making right now is you aren't paying enough attention to it. If that's the case, it's probably the reason why you have a hard time finding jobs. You have a hard time landing opportunities. When you have an effective, reputable personal brand, opportunities, jobs and promotions, they flow to you as opposed to you always trying to claw and search for them yourself. In this video, I want to give you 3 ways that you can improve your personal brand to make job hunting, to make looking for opportunities easier. My name is Tion. I help professionals take back control of their career using effective communication, personal branding, and career strategy planning. If you would like help working with me one-to-one, click the link in the description and me or my team will reach out to you. Let us pretend we have 2 graduates, both coming straight out of university. They both done a degree in software engineering and both have a degree in software engineering. So we have graduate 1. Can you see that? Graduate 1, and we have graduate 2. Graduate 2. So both have software degrees. So let's go software. And let's just go degrees. Both have degrees. Degree. But there is a huge difference between graduate number 1 and 2. In the 3 to 4 years that graduate number 1 was doing their degree, they were just doing their coursework and that's it. So they were just doing their modules. Everything was about their exams and getting that degree. Their exams, everything. Everything was solely focused on their degree because that's what they paid for. Let's go to worker number 2 or graduate number 2, however. Graduate number 2, he 100% recognized the importance of acing his exams and getting the degree. But graduate number 2 realized something. He thought to himself, so I have people like worker number 2 and probably thousands, hundreds of thousands of other graduates across the country, across the world nowadays, who have access to the exact same degree as me, who will be applying to the exact same roles as me. So how do I differentiate myself from people who have the exact same degree as me, who are going to be applying to the exact same roles as me? So graduate number 2 did this. In the 4 years, he networked. He posted on social media about his interests, about the field he studied in. He improved his communication. He built a personal brand. He built a social media presence. Now, imagine we have these 2 graduates and both are going for the exact same entry-level software engineer role. Who do you think is more likely to get hired? Comment down below. We have graduate number 1 who can only offer his degree. Then we have graduate number 2 who can offer networking. They can offer relationships. They can offer a personal brand. They can offer communication skills, leverage. Watch my last video on how communication equals leverage, which equals higher income. Graduate 2 has a personal brand. All of this is assets. Assets that graduate number 1 doesn't have. In 9 times out of 10, 10 times out of 10 almost, graduate number 2 will be hired. And this is where the world of work is going. You have to be a graduate number 2. You have to be able to utilize things that aren't taught in uni. This is where the world of work, of careers are heading. The reason why entry levels are finding it so hard and graduates are finding it so hard to get roles, to get entry level roles, is because they're solely focusing on their degrees, on their modules, on the hard skills they can offer on their CVs. More and more people, employers specifically, are starting to look towards these type of things because this is now more rare than this. It takes debt to get a degree. And yes, a degree of hard work, of course, 100%. It takes dedication. It takes being different. It takes having ideas. It takes being a critical thinker. It takes being 1% of the population to achieve these things to a high standard. If you start to do this while you're in uni, while you're studying, by the time you're out and you're looking for a job, you now have this. Of course, this is very important. This is the hard technical expertise. But you can now add that to this, and this makes you a superhero. If you have this plus this, it is impossible for you to not be hired, for you to be unemployable. And this is how I feel. I know it is impossible for me to not be hireable. I know the skills, the branding, the communication skills I have. Any organization I go into will be an asset. I'll be an asset. And that is another thing as well. With these things here, we're now moving into a job market, into an economy where having specialized skills is not going to be as important as it once was, maybe 50, 40, even 30 years ago. The reason why that is because the main reason is this. AI. AI is making it so you no longer have to be that specialized in a skill. Why? Because let's say now I'm in this mix and I want to become a software engineer. Maybe not now, but in the next 5, 10, 15 years, AI is going to come to a point where I don't need to have any experience in coding or software engineering because I can go to an AI like ChatGPT or Grok or something like that and just say, make me this code. Meaning the expertise are going to be outsourced to AI. The stuff that they learn in here in their degrees is going to be outsourced to AI. But what is one thing that cannot be outsourced to AI? This. Which is why these skills, these soft skills, whatever you want to call them, they're not soft skills, these are imperative skills. Imperative, highly valuable, highly desirable skills are going to become even more in demand. Because these skills can be taken anywhere. Let's say, for example, let's say both land roles in software engineering roles. But for some reason, graduate 1, graduate 2, it's not what they thought it would be. They now want to leave and to expand their horizons into a different role. So let's pretend who would be more free in their choice. Let's say, for example, now they wanted to move into finance or into marketing. Which one would be more desirable? Both have no experience in the knowledge of that desired industry. All graduate 1 has is a degree in software engineering that cannot be used in their new career. As opposed to graduate 2 has the communication skills. Graduate 2 has the networks. Graduate 2 has the personal branding. These can be utilized to go to anywhere in any industry. So let's say they both had a change of heart and wanted to go into a different industry. Who would be more desirable? It would be graduate number 2. This is the direction that the job market is heading in, and it is already here. You're early. If you're watching this video, you are very, very early, meaning you can have a head start on everyone who doesn't have this knowledge. This will soon become a requirement. Now it's a bonus. But if you position yourself where you already have this, when it becomes a requirement, you're already sorted. You don't have to go scrambling to build a personal brand. You've had one, a loyal fan base. Now, Got 10 minutes on the clock. So, what are some ways in which you can actually improve your personal brand, improve your network, improve your social media to position yourself in the best way? 3 ways I want to go over. Number 1, you want to improve your expertise in more ways than one. What good communication is rooted in is you having expertise, is you having value to share. If deep down you know that you don't have value to share, it is going to be very hard for you to communicate your value, because deep down you'll know that you're kind of lying. Not lying, but you just don't feel the best communicating value you know you don't have. Which is why you have to improve your expertise. Now, this can be in 2 ways. Before I mentioned hard skills. Yes, they are going to be outsourced to AI soon. That does not mean that having hard skills, i.e. tech skills or coding or anything, PowerPoint, anything technical, 100% you still want these, because this will still be valuable. It's never not going to be useful to have hard expertise. But what's not, it can be, what's more holistic? What is more broad, more transferable? That's the brilliant word. Is transferable skills. That's what you want to have expertise in too. Now, this is your communication. This is your branding, your sales skills. You want to also focus on these. People spend their degree, 3 years of their lives going hard on learning the hard skills, but they neglect the transferable communication skills, the transferable branding skills. And you do learn this as a byproduct of your degree in some case, but it's not the main focus. So you want to improve your expertise. This will make you more confident when it comes to interviews, when it comes to building your personal brand. Number 2, you want to become a thought leader / industry icon. I'll give you an example. Me, myself, I'm going into recruitment. I'm actually starting a career in recruitment. It's very aligned with my purpose, very aligned with my goals as a person. So what my plan is, not a plan as in it's a concoction, it's within me. I already am a industry icon. I already am a thought leader in the communication, the career, the personal branding space. Meaning any employer that I might go to, they might have already interacted with my content. I follow companies on LinkedIn. How much easier would it be to get hired to a place where they already know who you are? How much more easier would it be if you apply to a place and they already like your content? You've already made them smile. You've already given them value. How much easier would it be? Your content should act like a magnet, pulling the right people in towards you. It should be like you're waving a flag, like you're waving a beacon of light, and the people you want to attract, employers, employees, business owners, whoever, your clients. That is what becoming a thought leader or becoming an industry icon will do. It will give you reputation. It will give you personal branding. Now, how do you do this? You post content. Simple. And I was having a call with a client I had a call with recently, and they were talking about, I told them to post on LinkedIn more, and they were talking about they don't know what to post. This will help with that. You need to improve your expertise. You need to read, watch podcasts, have an interest in what you're doing. Have an interest in it, because when you have an interest, it's easier to bury yourself in it, to read books, to watch videos, read podcasts, watch podcasts. And the information you get from that, you can then use to post the content, to provide value. make videos, write articles, share ideas, ideation. I can make a whole video on ideation and how ideas are the new gold. In the next 5, 10, 15 years, your ideas are invaluable. I can't stress that enough. I'm going to make a whole video on that. Your ideas are invaluable in the next 5, 10, 15 years. Share your views, your ideas, share ideas. And then number 3, we need you to improve your communication to increase your branding. Now, I had a whole video on how increasing your communication will improve your income. It will give you better opportunities. It will improve your personal brand, etc. The reason that is leverage. Your communication increases your leverage. That is the key word going into this year, 2026, leverage. So, this is actually one of my favorite videos I've made ever, because it's very passionate to me. I am very, very passionate about careers, about communication, about personal branding, about reputation. This is a big, big passion of mine, and this video is exactly that. I know it will help someone. So just pay attention to what I've said. Pay attention to the example I gave, graduate 1, graduate 2. Which graduate do you want to be? Or if you're not a graduate, employee 1, employee 2. This can apply to somebody who's been in a career for 15 years. You can be somebody who just done your work and went home. Or you can be employee 2 who does their work, but in the meantime, they document their work. They share their work. They share their ideas. They post on content. They post online. Which employee is more marketable, is more hireable, and graduate is employee number 2. And then also do these 3 things to improve your personal brand. So you want to improve your expertise. You want to learn the hard skills, but you want to also focus on the transferable skills, the communication, the branding. You then want to post what you've learnt about doing this. Post about the content you've watched, the things you've learned, your experiences, your stories, etc. And then you want to improve your communication. This goes hand in hand with these 2. When you improve your expertise, you become more confident communicating them. When you share your content, when you become a thought leader, you're more confident sharing your ideas and experiences. This has been a one-on-one in how to remain employable, how to improve your personal brand. If you would like to work with me one-to-one to do this on a regular basis, having an accountability partner, somebody there to hold your hand and walk you through the hard times, click the link in the description and me or my team will reach out to you and we can have a discussion to see how I can help you get to your goals this year. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.